Okay, now I'm going to finish off these by basically incorporating the Dark Angel accessory sprue. Now, you can see I brought my Sergeant back across because obviously he needs these very specific components to complete. Okay, so what we've got by the look of it is we've got quite sort of nice high shoulder guards as options. We've also got these moulded shoulder guards as well, which is quite cool. The overall kit's quite comprehensive, which I like. Now, the question is how I'm going to put them together. So what I'll start off with is I'm going to kind of build up the Sergeant. He's got an arm that's obviously pointing, and then he's got an arm that's holding a sword. So what I would think would look absolutely brilliant on this one would be a shield, but that doesn't seem to be one of the options, unfortunately. I just think they make commanders look so much more awesome. Okay, so I'm noticing you've got these very high shoulder guards as options. I'm probably going to go for this one here. Again, it looks like you get some nice options. It's not just all one choice by the look of it. It feels as well that, just trying to work this out. Yeah, so they all go on the left side. From a tool then. I always find this is one of the problems when there's a bit of a drop to the armour on the side. It just makes it quite difficult when you're trying to cut it out the sprue. Okay. Here on this pointing finger, it's a little bit too much. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to He's decided to clog up. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do, just going to glue this sword arm on. Gotta get this right. I'm trying to look. Yeah, sorry, it's kind of slightly pushed downwards. Just trying to put it upright and it goes down. Okay, start letting that dry while I just prepare the other side. just make sure that it fits perfectly where it should do. The other thing is we've got this here as well. We've got to make sure that that doesn't kind of get knocked against that or out of place, so it doesn't look odd basically. Then just throw the pauldron on. Oh gosh, it's going to be one of those where sticking is going to be difficult because of the position and shape of the arm. Okay, let me just get that on. I'm looking at that arm and it just feels like it's pointing downwards instead of upwards. Now you can remedy that by tilting it back more, but then it does kind of cause problems getting this in. It's not going to be impossible, you just got to kind of slide it along the backpack point like that. There we go, so it's kind of more in that position. So just be mindful of that. The arm looks like it's pointing downwards if you don't get this. Come on, focus on where I need you to focus, silly phone. It's probably because it's got all of them in the background forcing it. Yeah, you can see if you put it to like upwards on angle, it looks like he's pointing downwards rather than across, which obviously you don't want. And then we've got our kind of at-rest sword. Again, just making sure that it's in a good clean position, so that he's kind of resting at the tip on the ground if you want to. Now, picking a head. So this is a good choice. Now, I like the helmeted head. I do. I really think, you know, it looks good. Honestly, I just like this head. You know, there's other ones with like the eye and everything, but honestly, sometimes I just like Space Marines to be frequently helmeted, just because it feels like more sensible for a Space Marine to have a helmet. Again, just trying to make sure that he's pointing down the arm so that he feels like he's pointing in the right direction. Now I'm gonna grab hold of this one here to do the other side. Now there's some extra bits. Again, I'm not going to attach them yet because I want to make it as easy as possible to paint the model. Yeah, there we go. Quite a cool sergeant there. I'll pop him in his base now. Chat with the person that I'm building these for. They've basically said, don't worry about sculpting a base, just, you know, make it look good. So, which is great. It saves a lot of time for me. Right. Now we're moving on to the actual regular Marines. Now, yeah, so it's sculpted shoulder pad towards the left, non-sculpted towards the right. That's fine, because then you can put all your company markings on stuff on them. Again, there's lots of options. That, to be honest, that looks too Black Templar. That looks very Imperial Fist. Again, skulls possibly, definitely a Dark Angels look, including all of these kind of interesting plates and things. With the other ones, I've done a bit of a mix of different ones, so some with the plates, some with skulls, you know, so I think I'll be fine just using all flat ones on these ones, and it shouldn't really make much of a difference. 1, 2, 3, 4 of these I need. The good thing is, with this sprue, you get so much spare stuff as well, which, again, if you're interested in kit bashing and converting, can prove highly useful to have a nice surplus of stuff. Okay, now I'm going to pop them on this. Oh gosh, do I ever need a better camera? See, I tried to go and use a proper recording camera, but I just couldn't cope with the closeness, and it's insane. But the best thing I've found to date is a phone camera for recording these kind of things. They seem to handle close distances better, to say the least. Unfortunately, it also means that it struggles to understand what you're focusing on. I mean, when you get the head on a model, it recognises it as a head. Right, now we're going to use the Dark Angel ones. Again, these are more for sergeants and captains and things, so I'm not going to use those on the regular ones. I'm just going to use these ones. You do get a lovely array of like purity seals, pistol holders and things like that all across these models. I just wouldn't put them on to begin with, because trying to paint these models when you've got stuff already attached to them becomes quite difficult. So I've personally always preferred to do my attachments last. Plus, I am going to use an airbrush to paint these, so the fewer other extras on there, the easier to get the effect that I want. I'm going to go in full-blown mass production on these. Again, make sure that when you sit the shoulder pad on, it feels like it's going in the right place, that it's, you know, gluing properly. One of the biggest things with shoulder pads I've found in all my years of doing this is that you can put tons of glue on, and if it doesn't actually touch the contact points, it's useless. So a positive I found with these Primaris compared to the older style Space Marines is they're not quite as like your arm positions are better. They're not kind of dropped. I found that was a big problem with normal old school Space Marines. Okay, now I'm just gonna obviously pop these on bases. I'll do that probably after the video's finished, because I've got all tend to do in total. But there we have it. As I said, just remember that there is lots of optional extras to put on. There's specialised Dark Angel optional extras as well, which again, problem is I'm not going to put them on until they're painted, and I'm going to obviously try and paint these predominantly off the base. That way we've got, you know, an easier paint, particularly because I'm going to airgun it. Basically airbrush it. Okay, and there we go. Now as you can see, these are the ones that I did a little earlier using the same poses. However, using different guns gives you different models effectively and gives you different effects. It's hard to tell that they're all just kind of duplicate poses because of the way they are. Okay, that is that is the last of my videos about how to put together the intercessors. The first two videos were about the body and the weapons, and then this one was specifically about Dark Angel's upgrades. Thank you very much for watching, and please like and subscribe.